Welcome to NewsBeacon, your trusted source for breaking headlines, global insights, and sharp analysis from around the world. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The world is witnessing a dramatic transformation, one that is reshaping the very foundations of global power and influence. We are entering a period marked by a fundamental reordering of power, as nations reassess their roles and alliances in a rapidly changing landscape. For decades, America and China were locked in a symbiotic relationship. America innovated and consumed, China manufactured and saved. This partnership fueled unprecedented economic growth, lifted millions out of poverty, and connected markets across continents. But that era of globalization is over. The seamless flow of goods, capital, and ideas is now being disrupted by rising protectionism, trade disputes, and growing mistrust. Now competition defines the relationship. Both sides are vying for technological supremacy, economic security, and global influence. This is a systemic rivalry, spanning economics, technology, military might, and ideology. Every sector from advanced semiconductors to artificial intelligence has become a new battleground. At the heart of this new great game is Taiwan, now the most dangerous flashpoint on Earth. Its strategic location and technological prowess make it a focal point for both superpowers. Chinese military drills around Taiwan have grown more aggressive, signaling Beijing's claim over the island and raising fears of a potential conflict that could reverberate worldwide. Meanwhile, Taiwan is forging a future of economic independence and deeper alignment with the US and its allies, investing in cutting-edge industries and strengthening its diplomatic ties. The US-China rivalry is not a simple Cold War redux. Their economic interdependence makes it far more complex and unpredictable. Supply chains, financial markets, and innovation ecosystems are deeply intertwined, making decoupling a daunting challenge. Washington's strategy is de-risking, reducing vulnerabilities in critical sectors while maintaining broader economic ties. This approach aims to balance national security with the realities of globalization. The outcome of this struggle will shape the international order for the 21st century, influencing everything from global trade to security alliances and the future of democracy. The rules are being rewritten in real time, and the stakes could not be higher. The choices made today will echo for generations, defining the world we all share. Taiwan's prosperity was once closely tied to China, with decades of economic growth fueled by cross-strait trade and investment. For years, factories in Taiwan churned out goods destined for the Chinese market, and business ties ran deep. But that bond is breaking, as political tensions and economic realities force a dramatic shift. In 2024, Taiwan's exports to China hit historic lows, a structural, not cyclical shift. This isn't just a temporary dip, but a sign of a long-term transformation in the region's trade patterns. The island is rapidly diversifying trade, focusing on the US and democratic Indo-Pacific partners, seeking new markets and reducing its vulnerability to Chinese economic leverage. Policies like the new southbound policy have doubled trade with Southeast Asia and Australasia, opening doors to new opportunities and strengthening regional ties. These efforts are buffering Taiwan from Chinese pressure, helping its industries adapt and thrive in a changing global landscape. US investment in Taiwan is surging, as American companies look for reliable partners in Asia and seek to secure critical supply chains. They're drawn by Taiwan's world-leading tech sector, its skilled workforce, and its stable democracy, which offers predictability in uncertain times. For Washington, a strong, independent Taiwan is a crucial Indo-Pacific partner, vital for both economic security and regional stability. Beijing, meanwhile, blocks Taiwan from joining major trade agreements, hoping to isolate it and maintain leverage over the island's future. But this strategy is backfiring. China's pressure is accelerating Taiwan's pivot to the US and its allies, deepening its integration with the global economy. Instead of economic dependence, Taiwan is building resilience and forging new alliances, strengthening its position on the world stage. The economic map of Asia is being redrawn, as old patterns give way to new partnerships and shifting alliances. Taiwan's breakaway is fundamentally altering the region's future, setting the stage for a new era in Asian geopolitics and trade. The world runs on semiconductors, the tiny chips that power everything from smartphones and cars to satellites and supercomputers. These microscopic marvels are the invisible engines of our digital age, quietly driving innovation and economic growth across the globe. Today, the US-China rivalry has shifted to a new front: control over this vital technology. Both nations recognize that whoever leads in semiconductors will shape the future of global power, security, and prosperity. At the epicenter of this contest is TSMC, Taiwan's chip giant, producing over 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. TSMC's unmatched expertise and scale have made it the beating heart of the global tech supply chain. Whoever controls this supply chain holds immense global leverage, influencing everything from economic stability to national defense. The stakes are not just commercial, they're geopolitical. The US is scrambling to bring chip manufacturing home, with the CHIPS Act pouring billions into domestic production. This is a race to secure America's technological future and reduce dependence on foreign supply. TSMC is building a massive plant in Arizona, deepening US-Taiwan tech ties and creating thousands of high-tech jobs. This move signals a new era of collaboration and competition. In 2025, a $100 billion TSMC investment further embedded Taiwan's tech in the US economy, a silicon shield for both. This partnership is reshaping the landscape of global technology. For Taiwan, this means security. Its technological leadership acts as a deterrent, making the island indispensable to the world. For the US, it's about building supply chain resilience and safeguarding critical infrastructure from global shocks. President Lai Ching-te aims to expand Taiwan's tech leadership into AI, military tech, and next-gen communications, ensuring the island stays ahead in the race for innovation. This strategy cements Taiwan's role as a key player in the global tech ecosystem, attracting investment and forging new alliances. The chip war is about more than hardware. It's about shaping the future, defining who sets the rules for the next era of technology. The technological rivalry is redefining alliances and economic strategies, as countries race to secure their place in the digital world order. Taiwan's innovation is now central to global security, making the island a linchpin in the world's most critical industry. The stakes in the chip war have never been higher, as technology becomes the new battlefield for influence, prosperity, and peace. As superpowers compete, Wall Street is betting big on technology, especially AI. In 2024, tech giants like Meta and Microsoft soared on AI-driven results, reflecting confidence in US innovation. The chip war is fueling this optimism. AI's power depends on advanced semiconductors from TSMC and NVIDIA. Figma's blockbuster IPO and surging valuations show investors faith in the US tech ecosystem. Yet, market volatility persists, driven by trade tensions and tariff threats. Inflation remains stubborn, and every policy move in Washington or Beijing ripples through global markets. Investors see both risk and opportunity. The future of economic power will be won or lost in technology. Wall Street's verdict: the tech race is the new battleground for global dominance. Economic and tech competition unfolds under the shadow of military threat. China's military budget has soared, dwarfing Taiwan's and signaling readiness for possible invasion. PLA jets and ships now cross the Taiwan Strait's median line regularly, escalating tensions. After President Lai's 2024 inauguration, Beijing launched large-scale drills simulating a blockade. These wargames are psychological warfare, testing Taiwan's defenses and resolve. The US walks a tightrope, officially ambiguous but increasingly supportive of Taiwan with arms sales and high-level visits. Each US gesture triggers more aggressive Chinese maneuvers, fueling a dangerous cycle. Old understandings that kept the peace are eroding. The risk of miscalculation and full-blown conflict is higher than at any point in 50 years. The Taiwan Strait is now the world's most volatile flashpoint. The US-China rivalry is global, and a new front has opened in the Horn of Africa. China's Belt and Road has built influence across Africa, but now Somaliland offers the US a strategic port and airstrip at Berbera. The port sits on the Gulf of Aden, vital for global trade and near China's only overseas military base. Somaliland wants US recognition in exchange, a move that would upend decades of policy and risk angering African allies. The Trump administration is weighing the offer, tempted by the strategic advantage. The decision encapsulates the trade-offs of this new era: bold moves versus regional stability. The choice in the Horn of Africa will echo far beyond the continent. Superpower rivalry is reshaping the world's strategic map. China's campaign to absorb Taiwan isn't just military, it's diplomatic. Beijing pressures countries to switch recognition from Taipei to Beijing, shrinking Taiwan's official allies to just a handful. Taiwan is excluded from global organizations like the UN and WHO, reinforcing its diplomatic isolation. Yet Taiwan has built strong informal ties with major democracies, US, Japan and Europe, deepening trade and security cooperation. While formal space shrinks, substantive partnerships grow. The diplomatic war is far from over. Taiwan's resilience is its greatest asset. At its core, the Taiwan struggle is about people and identity. Decades of democracy have forged a distinct Taiwanese identity. Over 63% identify as exclusively Taiwanese. Only a tiny fraction see themselves as solely Chinese. Shared experiences, democracy, free press, human rights set Taiwan apart from the mainland. Most Taiwanese support the status quo self-governance without formal independence or unification. Beijing's one country, two systems model is deeply unpopular, especially after Hong Kong's crackdown. This identity is the biggest obstacle to Beijing's ambitions. For the US and allies, supporting Taiwan's democracy is both strategic and moral. Taiwan's people and their identity are its strongest defense. The US-China rivalry and Taiwan's fate are part of a larger global shift, the end of the post-Cold War era. China is building a parallel economic and tech ecosystem, challenging US-led order. The world of seamless supply chains is fracturing. Resilience and security now trump efficiency. Expect more volatility, higher prices, and reconfigured supply chains for critical goods. The tech race will accelerate innovation but could split the world into rival digital blocks. Competing values, freedom versus control, will shape the platforms and information we access. The military balance in Asia is shifting, and the risk of conflict over Taiwan is real. A war would be catastrophic for the global economy and humanity. Wise statecraft is needed to avoid disaster. The choices made now will define whether this era is one of managed competition or confrontation.